Hello, I am recording this on November 6, 2024. Earlier this morning, the election results were announced, and Donald Trump will be serving his second non-contiguous term coming next year. I have, for the first time in maybe any election, gone against my usual Republican leanings, and I've supported Kamala Harris, not because I support Kamala Harris, but because I had disdain for the Trump administration the previous time. I have been thinking about this as my close friend group has been firmly in support of Kamala Harris, while much of my family has been firmly in support of Trump, being able to hear both sides. And I think that much insight has been lost as to why this election happened. I've had the firm belief that support for Donald J. Trump has been conservatives selling themselves out, their moral beliefs, their Christianity, to big business interests in order to get things like abortion laws passed. But now, after watching this election, I've had the realization that it's not just conservatives selling out. You can't win the popular vote by just having conservatives sell out. No, I realized that this election has been people turning against the neoliberal world order that has been established since 9/11. This isn't a vote of conservatives hating black people or gay people or whatever. This has been people completely giving up on what America has been the last 20 years. And whether or not I agree with that, I don't know. I've been preparing myself to join said neoliberal world order my entire life. I've been studying its systems, I've been studying the way it functions, its philosophy, and seeing the fact that we now have an administration wholly against the interventionism and the neoliberalism that has defined this century so far has been a little scary. But I can't say I welcome the change, but I am curious to see how it unfolds. I've been referring to Donald Trump as Il Duce di Arancia, which is Italian, broken Italian, for the Orange Duke, or roughly Benito Mussolini, the fascist dictator of Italy's title, but instead of calling him the dictator, I call him the Orange Dictator. I don't believe he's a dictator. I think our institutions are sound enough to where no executive can have dictatorial power, at least yet. But I do believe that he appeals to a populism and a hate of the current system that is very indicative of what Italy was after World War I, when Italy was screwed over by the Treaty of Versailles. I think that the reason why we had someone as inflammatory as Donald Trump elected is because, as a society, we've lost hope in our society. That we know Donald Trump will destroy everything left, and some are under the belief that anything is a better alternative to what we've had recently. I can't disagree, I can't agree, I haven't lived long enough to have the experiences to form anywhere nearing valid opinion, but I do believe that the choice of this nation to elect Donald Trump is going to have consequences. It's going to change the course of this country in a way entirely unforeseeable. I doubt he'll be able to uphold his promises, because he is a politician and pragmatic, and I don't want him to uphold his promises. I think that ideally he'll be as tame as any of the last presidents, the ones who never really followed through. But his entire base is destroying the current system, and what we're going to have after it's destroyed, that remains to be seen.